This is some great nuggets in here, Ricky. Thanks for sharing, man. I'm already excited. Now I'm even more excited. So thank you. Thank you
For
for
sure.
motivating this old dude.
Oh man. Yeah, no, you're young, bro. I can feel the spirit. We're gonna bring that youth back for everyone. What's up, Bruno? I think Bruno has a comp plan question.
Uh,
Uh,
Bruno, there, you're unmuted, Bruno. He's
can you
from
hear me?
Australia.
Yeah, how are
What's
you?
up?
Greetings. Yeah,
Greetings to you.
yeah. What did you decide to move away from the binary to uni-level plan? What were the benefits?
I think that a couple of things. Number one is that when I was 20 years old and I was in my first network marketing company, as I was introducing people to my upline, the master distributor that sponsored me, he was then taking them and putting them in his weak leg. And so I got a really bad taste for binaries. And so I decided that I'd never do a binary again. And so so when I started looking at historically, I think there's only one binary compensation plan that's ever really worked out long term, maybe two. But if you look at those two companies, they're over 20 years old. So you could kind of argue that they're still around because they were kind of first. But everything else has always kind of gone down really fast. I also, for me, again, it wasn't a money move because I think if I wanted it to be a money move, I would have just built a binary because the company makes 10 times more money that way because most people don't get paid in it. But then in my previous experience, we were placed on an inside leg and we still built $130 million in sales. But what we didn't know was that our uplines were just going through our tree and looking for positions that were inactive, but that had a leg so that they could take over it and, put people on their weak leg and make more money. And so at that point, I was like, I was sick and tired of the binary. It was just a manipulation play. And I'm not saying that the binary plan in itself is a bad plan. I'm just saying that the problem is that I feel like it does in most cases attract the wrong people that then just manipulate the whole thing and it kills the whole culture. Right. Because even back then, I always experienced people being like, hey, like I talked to so-and-so, but they decided to join somebody else because they were offered a leg. You know what I mean? And I just really, really hated that culture. I think in a uni level, it's like, I feel like it's going to be more retention. It's going to be more consistency. Like if you're making $6,000, $7,000 a month, more than likely next month, you'll probably make around the same. What I've seen with the binary plan is like you can make $50,000 one month and next month it could all come crashing down as well. So I just felt like for the long term thing, like if I were to think, hey, I have an end game and my end game is in 3 years, I for sure would have done a binary because then I can spike it up really fast, create a lot of hype and momentum, sell it, and then just leave and make a bunch of money. But for me, it's like, I really want to build something for a long time, right? Like one of the fastest growing companies right now that people don't really know about is a company called PM International. And they're like 20 years old and they're closing in on $2 billion in sales this year. Right. Mm-hmm. And they hit $1 billion last year and this year they're closing in on 2 billion. And when you look at their model, it's a uni-level model. Right. And it's like, it just always creates more and more retention. And I don't care what any company says about a binary that has a binary, there's always a deal being given. And so we just didn't want to do that. And so that's why I was very clear. And I hope this doesn't offend anyone. But like for me, when we were starting this company, I was like very clear. There's not going to be any deals given. I'm not going to be paying people. And I'm sure as heck never going to place someone above anyone because I think that if you are working really hard to build your business, it's not fair for me to go grab a leader and say, hey, let me just slide you in above this person, And I had one of my closest friends, he went and got a deal in a binary and then he's trying to recruit me. And I'm like, oh, so are you going to give me a power leg too? Or do I got to go on your weak leg? Oh yeah, I go on my weak leg. But if you go on my weak leg, like I'll put people under you. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. But the crazy part is that he got placed above 17 millionaires in that company. So why should 17 people that saw the vision, that worked hard for decades to build something so substantial, how is it fair to them to just take someone and place them above all their hard work? That's just not like my belief system. That's just not how I want to do it. Again, I'm not going to say it's wrong. Like it's just a different perspective and a different way for people to build. I just want something long-term. I want something consistent. I think a lot of people have been hopping around company to company, and for the most part, I don't think it's their fault either. Like, there's been bad cultures created in the industry. There's been crappy ownership as well. There's been bad intentions, not all, but some. And so for us, it's like, we're going to come in with good intentions. We're going to come in long-term. We're going to do it right. And even if it takes us longer, I'm not interested in being on businessforhome.com press releases. I don't really care about that. We don't need that. We can just go build something organic and something long-term that you can then go pursue whatever passions you want, because you know that you got a company that you can count on that's going to write you a check every single week.
Good stuff.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for asking, Bruno. And I love the
Thanks.
fact that it eliminates that whole conversation. Well, Ricky, where are you going to put me? Are you going to put people under me? What leg am I on? That all disappears with this comp plan.
Yeah.
I love it. It just makes it simpler. And this thing says 1 minute and 8 seconds. It's going to kick me off because I have to upgrade the Zoom thing.
That's all
But
good.
thank you for hopping on here. We really appreciate all your hard work and for having the guts to go out and do this, because I know it ain't easy, man. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. I almost puked when I resigned my previous company and decided to start my own company. I was like sick to my stomach, but it felt so relieving. So I knew I was making the right choice. But anyways, thank you guys so much for spending this Friday morning with me. And add me on Facebook. Let's connect there as well. And we'll see you guys soon again. Okay. Thanks for everything. Thanks, Mick.
Thank you, Ricky. Thanks,
take care.
everybody.
Bye, everyone.